Let's get a few more questions before we wrap things up, Jim. A popular one that people have been sending in from multiple sources, some of them even blaming us, you and me, for this, but there are now reports going around, various members of the wrestling press are reporting, that the AEW executive vice presidents are not on talking terms at all times, and
I just said something about that.
Maybe having internal fighting in AEW.
You think? It's because when you let every cook in the kitchen throw ingredients into the stew, you end up with not only a shitty stew, but a bunch of arguments among the cooks over which ones are the ones that screwed it up. So, if anybody thinks that these fucking yahoos have anything in common as people, they fell into a fucking gimmick group that they wandered into kind of blind and then were associated by being in that group. That doesn't mean that they're goddamn life partners or soulmates. And when obviously Cody knows that everything, because Cody has some mind for wrestling psychology, even if I'm not sure if he has a mind for where he stands in the overall scheme of things anymore, as much as I thought he did at one time. But he knows wrestling psychology, so he obviously has to fucking hate anything that the Cucamonga Kids or Twinkle Toes do. But by the same token, there you've got Cody saying, well, there shouldn't be anything like baby faces and heels anymore, which is so insane. I can't believe anybody would let those words come out of their mouth in public. But still, he doesn't think that wrestling should be a goddamn sketch comedy show, which is what the other two think. And then, we've just heard that interview with QT Marshall where he spilled the beans on how that they all get together and write this rotten schizophrenic program on group chat like it's a bunch of fucking kids getting together to plan a birthday party. So, of course, and they all think that they're way more over than they are, and they all think that they're way more talented than they are. And so, as a result, they're going to fucking butt heads and get fucking grumpy, and then they're going to start their cliques, which is what always happens, where the guys that were only had a job because these guys like them, and the guys that only have a job because that guy likes them, well, they're going to fucking be mad at each other too, and they're going to be in the other group. And let's face it also, as we've gone up and down the roster, most of the people in AEW got their jobs not due to talent or qualifications, but because they were friends with and or tickled one or more of the executive vice presidents. So why would anybody expect they would all get together and they would all get along?
If you had to pick which executive vice president leaves first, who do you pick? Not who you want to leave first.
No. But, well, see, that's funny. Cody will not leave. Cody wouldn't fucking bail. Cody wouldn't fucking quit. Cody will try to drive the other motherfuckers out because at least he's still a Rhodes. He's a actual grown adult man. You would think that Twinkle Toes would be so sensitive and such a fucking take it to heart kind of guy that he would just get hurt and give a breathy resignation talk to everyone and leave. But I don't know how mentally weak the Young Bucks are. They're probably as mentally weak as Harpo Fingerfuck is, but not necessarily as they probably wouldn't pussy out as quick. And also there's two of them, so they can back each other up. So I think they can probably hurt Harpo's feelings enough that he can think, well, I'm a big star and I'll go back to Japan and Impact would love me. And I'm sure they would. So anyway, maybe I think that if any of them would quit over it, it would be Twinkle Toes because he's just mentally soft, I would think.